Hey everybody, this is Lynette Marie Barron. I am the owner and crafter of Barron Farm. I make the Detox bath bombs, and the reason I started making these was actually for my own family, my own children. My daughter Lillie was vaccine injured last year. I took her into the doctor for thrush, and she was behind on her vaccines due to the fact that I only allow 1 to 2 at a time, and so she ended up, they wanted to give her 6 that day, 2 of which were triples, and I was told that I was being neglectful and that they would not do anything with her having thrush already and that she'd be just fine. They do this all the time, and on and on. And so finally we agreed to let her get the vaccines. And from that moment on, we ended up with a baby who wouldn't stop crying, 26 days straight of fever. We got up to 106.7 at one point. We were in and out of the ER, in and out of the pediatrician office. I had called tons of children's hospitals, and I finally got Center for Infectious Disease at Children's in Birmingham to agree to see Lillie. We took her in. They took 13 vials of blood, and they ended up, before we even made it home, they had sent us home before we even made it home. They told us to turn around, pack a bag, come back, and that would be admitted, and most likely just through the weekend. We ended up staying at Children's for several weeks on end. I never actually ended up leaving until we were discharged. My husband, of course, had to go back to work. We ended up being there for quite a while, and during that time frame, Lillie had CBCs about every 12 hours. Tons of them ended up being 5 or 6 pokes and still no blood, and then turning to finger pokes and squeezing. And she ended up getting a PICC line at one point just to try to make that part of it a little bit easier, which I don't know if that actually ended up helping really. We ended up getting a bone marrow aspiration and biopsy and sent home, and a couple weeks later we were called and we were told that Lillie was diagnosed with something called autoimmune neutropenia. And her neutrophil level I had actually noticed on my own by getting her documentation and records myself from everywhere she had been. I noticed that that was one thing that was in common, was that all her neutrophil level was always low or 0. And so that was something I decided to point out when we took her in to begin with, and actually got them on the trail of figuring out she was neutropenic, and coming to the conclusion of doing the bone marrow aspiration and those kind of things. Right now, we have to give Lillie 3 shots a week of Neupogen to boost her immune system, but I've also bought dairy goats, started milking my own dairy goats. We raise our own meat pigs, meat rabbits, chickens, and since I've started giving her goat milk, and I'll beef it up with supplements, horsehound, echinacea, golden root, elderberry syrup, chamomile extract to help her, calm and sleep and things like that, and detoxing her as well. And I've gotten to the point where now Lillie went from being at 0 without the Neupogen to around 1,200 with the Neupogen to 26,000 now with detoxing her and doing the supplementing as well. So we're definitely on the right path, and hopefully eventually Lillie will outgrow this and we will be able to completely come off the Neupogen injections, which will be amazing because she is 2.5 years old now and starting to understand what's going on. And, it's hard for me when my child is saying, please don't, it hurts and all this, to have to do this to her. We've got a little system now where she opens her own Band-Aid, and we count to, 3, and on 2 we do the injection, and on 3 we're done and we do the Band-Aid, and it kind of helps her to have a little countdown, and, we do what works for us. But anyway, the reason, that's why I've decided to make the vaccine bath bombs and try to talk to people about vaccine injuries, because it's very real. Our youngest was actually injured by the rotavirus vaccine because she ended up getting interception. And then when we instructed them not to give her this vaccine again, when we were in the doctor's office getting Lillie's CBC, they were doing Jasmine's checkup, and they gave her this vaccine behind my back. So we actually haven't been back to the doctor like that since. We do a lot of homeopathic stuff here ourselves. The detox bath bombs that I have created, I do the little hand stamping myself of the little detox word and the little heart there, each little letter. And sometimes, we get a lot of orders in a couple of days span there, and I'll end up sitting up all night long making 300 bath bombs, all one at a time by hand, and that's all right. I don't mind. The more people we help, the better. I've got a map behind me. Actually, above it says Detox United States of America, and for every bath bomb order we send out, we put a pin in the map where we send it to so that we can keep track of, you know, where we're helping people detox. We've even sent bath bombs out to the UK, to Canada. You know, we don't mind sending them anywhere if someone needs them. The ingredients in the bath bombs are baking soda, citric acid, bentonite clay, Epsom salt, frankincense and myrrh powder, an essential oil blend of 5 essential oils that are child safe. I created this blend myself after doing tons of research. Things like frankincense, you know, myrrh, lavender, and 2 others that I had in there. I don't like telling everybody all my ingredients because people will try to recreate your product without doing a safe ratio, and I don't want to give anybody that opportunity and say that it came from me. Extra virgin olive oil, colloidal oatmeal, unrefined West African shea butter, and witch hazel, which is what helps to bind them and hold them together when you're forming them. Also, the instructions in this little piece of paper come with your order, so you know what to do when you get your bath bombs. And I also send out a awareness sticker free with every order. It's a smaller version, comes from the same people who made this big giant one I have over here. I also have a big one that I'm going to be putting in my storefront that's going on the front of my property. And another one that she actually gave me that says Vaccine Liberation Army, the biggest lie ever told, that vaccines are safe and effective, and that's going on the back of my Suburban. But so everybody gets one of these when you order Detox bath bombs. These you get free. I actually donate money to the Vaccine Liberation Army in order to get these to give to you. That comes from the orders, and the rest goes to ingredients so that I can keep doing this and helping as many people as we can. Let's see here. I also make a detox for adults because the need was so great. So many adults were asking me if they could use the bath bombs as well, how many would they need to use, and I just wanted to make something that would be easier and more cost effective for them as well. So I've come up with an adult fizzing bath salt, and this is a detox bath salt, and it is an 8-ounce jar. This will be several uses in the tub for you, 2 to 3 tablespoons in the bath. Run the bath as warm as you can, you know, stand it so you can open up your pores and everything. And the ingredients in this are baking soda, extra virgin olive oil, citric acid, unrefined West African shea butter, Epsom salt, wood ginger, bentonite clay, colloidal oatmeal, activated charcoal, Dead Sea clay, dragon's blood resin, frankincense and myrrh powder, chamomile flowers, lavender buds, rose petals, rosemary leaves, peppermint leaves, and the adult detox essential oil blend, which I do, which is several of the same ones that are in the child's one, but also some that are safe for adults that are not for children that are in this, such as like peppermint and things like that. So this smells really good. This works amazing. I use this myself. I use this on my husband who works. He's a maintenance welder and does a ton of stuff around anodizing stuff, acids, and definitely could use a detox. I also, because people were asking me to create product for people who are suffering with calm and focus issues due to autism and different things like that from vaccine injury, I have created a roll-on to help with calm and focus. I call it Tranquil Coalescence. I have it in a 10 milliliter or 5 milliliter. And this has sunflower seed oil, safflower oil, sesame seed oil, jojoba, extra virgin olive, vitamin E, the essential oil blend, lavender buds, chamomile blossoms, and cedar sprigs that I put in there because it looks pretty in there. And these are available on my Etsy shop as well as the bath bombs and the adult detox. That's Barron Farm on Etsy. And I also have some immunity ones I'm about to be listing. I haven't gotten these listed yet, but I have these 5 milliliter immunity roll-ons with essential oil blend that I created that is for your immune system to help with fighting off the flu and cold season and all that kind of stuff. And they also have some little chamomile blossoms floating around in there. I know you can't really, my thing's not really focusing, but it's in there. I also have a unscented goat's milk soap that I offer. This is one of my best sellers. I'm actually going to have to make more because I'm running low. But this is just a plain, just unscented goat milk soap. This is really good for children, for babies, anybody with sensitive skin or anything like that. The goat's milk comes straight from my goats, hand milked by me. They are on a very good, strict diet. They actually get tons of wonderful goodies that most goats probably do not, on top of fruit, all these fruit trees, branches and leaves and things from all the, we have an orchard of about 25 to 30 fruit trees that are established, so they get a lot of goodies. And I also have a chamomile and triple milk Castile soap that I make. And this is very mild soap, being Castile. It's got buttermilk, my fresh goat's milk, and coconut milk in it. It is very, very good for the little ones or for people with sensitive skin. And it has just a little bit of a chamomile essential oil to it. It doesn't have a whole lot. It's for, people with sensitivity. So I also have that in my Etsy shop, as well as tons of other soaps. And I'm also going to be adding back my body butter. I've just been so busy and I haven't re-upped on my containers. I also want to touch base about a few other things. Let's see here. Someone had mentioned in a couple of places about my bath bombs being offered somewhere else. That was my good friend Zach Stevenson. He was offering them through Beard Gains, his company in Orlando, and was giving all the proceeds to the Vaccine Liberation Army. So that is why you saw them somewhere else. If anybody was curious, I didn't steal their idea. They didn't steal mine. We are business partners. So just to get that out there. He's actually going to stop selling them just because it's caused confusion. So let's see here. Other than that. And anyway, any of my friends that I made on the vaccine re-education group, I miss you guys. I'm sorry I got booted. A lot of people who have reviewed my product in there, a lot of people have said that their kids have had less tantrums, are sleeping better, nightmares are gone. Behavior is improved, speech is improved. I mean, we just get so many thank yous and so many emails telling us how much better their child is doing, and that is why we are doing this. We just want to be able to help as many kids as we can not have to suffer and to get all this crap out of their systems. I mean, there's no other country with a vaccine schedule like we have, and there's the stuff that is in these is insane. I mean, if you were to give this list to any parent and tell them it was a supplement or something they were thinking about giving their child in a food or something, they would look at you like you're crazy. But then they let, doctors inject it in their kids' bloodstream, straight to their brain, straight to their organs. And I was naive. I was one of those people. I just thought they would do what was best for my child and they would do no harm and there would be no issue that would come from that. And I was wrong, and a lot of people don't have their eyes open. And learn it from people like me who are living it. Don't learn it from your own experience and let your child suffer. Just, wake up and do the research, read about it. There are so many things out there where you can get the information. There are so many groups on Facebook that have ample information to help you and guide you to those places. And, just do your own research, read books, go to the library, just whatever it takes to help stop this from happening. And mandatory vaccines are supposedly on their way. It won't be happening to us. It won't be happening to my family, not my children. My husband is definitely old school and says we'd go down in a blaze of glory and hail of bullets because there's no way they're coming and touching our children. So, I hate to say it that way, but all of us, us people, we need to learn how to stand together. We're going to have to do something because everybody's going to have to rise up who has the same opinion and same view and has woken up to see what's going on. There's deception going on. There's corruption going on. Everybody is being blinded by these things and just going about their life like it doesn't affect them, but it does affect them. It affects their children. It affects their grandchildren. It affects their great-grandchildren, all these generations coming up. Everybody is so sick. Everybody is just falling apart. I'm 36. I've had 2 heart attacks. I've had a mini stroke. These generations, nobody's healthy anymore. Everybody's falling apart, and it's time for that to change. Stay away from fluoride. Stay away from all these things. Get away from GMOs. Raise your own food. Make a garden. Raise your own, your own animals. Whatever you have to do. If you have the means to do it, do it. I mean, that's just my opinion and my view. So I want to keep this not too long, I don't want to keep on running and running and running, but also for kids, there's Boogers and Bubblegum soap. That's one of my favorites and best sellers that I've been making from when I first started making soap. I got into making soap because my husband's aunt makes soap, and she gave us some, and my skin felt so soft and no chemicals, and it just was such a different feeling that I wanted more. And she only makes it every now and then as gifts for people, so I ended up deciding to start making my own and fell in love with making soap. So That's how I got into this. And then, you know, learning about plants and herbalism and all those kind of things, essential oils, it's just kind of something that if you love making soap, it's kind of comes with it, I think. Um, Making salves and things, I've made tons of different salves and face creams and all kinds of things, and, you know, just love making body products. I have several other bath bombs that are not detox bath bombs, that are just make you smell good and pretty kind of bath bombs, so I have those as well. We have a huge haiku bath bomb that's over 20 ounces. It's over a pound bath bomb, just one huge bath bomb that has a little haiku cube inside, so that maybe if you get a couple of them here and there, or one every now and then to spoil yourself, you'll have a, you know, make your own little goofy haiku or whatever. They're all little love sayings or whatever. I've got shampoo bars that'll be coming out very soon, so look forward to that. And let's see, what else? I'll be taking y'all on a tour of the farm soon. My husband's been working on a lot of things. We've got a cabin we're building back in the woods behind our main house, and we've been beefing up the barns and the dog houses and all the things, getting ready for winter with the fall coming and the temperatures starting to drop at night. We took on some chickens to help a friend, Colleen. She actually was diagnosed with breast cancer and we're going through a lot of stuff, so we helped take on a bunch of chickens and roosters to help her out. So we've got all that we're trying to get situated, so a lot going on. But as soon as I can, I'm going to get a tour of the farm and show everybody kind of where we do things. And that's all I can think of. Check out learntherisk.org, I think it is. They're amazing. They do a lot of stuff to try to spread the word. Main woman used to work for Merrick, one of the main distributors of vaccines, and became a whistleblower. So, you know, props to her for not being afraid to stand up and say what you believe. And even if it's just one person and you know, reach anybody, reach one more person, then you've still done something. So speak up, everybody. Anyway, love you all. Thank you for checking out my products. Thank you for using the detox bath bombs on your children and trusting me to try to help you. And any questions, I'm here. I'm all over Facebook all the time. I'm on Instagram, I think Twitter, Pinterest. I'm kind of everywhere. So anyway, I guess I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.